Hello, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. I thought I'd come back to the quarantine apiary and finish off my inspections, see what's happened to these hives here, and go through the other two, because I've got a little bit more time today. If you remember rightly, I put queen excluders between each of these boxes on both of these hives. The reason for doing this is because I wanted to separate the queen from the rest of the hive. I wanted to find out where she was and locate her. Then, it's been 4 days now, so it's Monday today. I get to go through. Only one of these boxes has eggs in it, so that'll be the box that has the queen in it. So this hive here, I didn't know where the queen was, and I didn't know what she was doing in the second brood box. I thought there may have been a virgin queen in the bottom box. I didn't know. So I was separating that to find the queen, and then I could move her into the bottom. But this hive behind me, which I'm getting battered by bees from, I found swarm cells, and I wanted to find the queen so I can remove her and let these guys produce their own queen. Anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. Right, it's the following Monday, which is a few days after. Let's have a look and see which one of these has eggs in. My guess is that it's going to be this one. What I'll do is I'll move this elsewhere. In fact, I'm going to get the floor and the roof ready. Floor is ready there if needs be. So we'll go through, find eggs, which is hopefully just going to be this one. And I'll check the bottom one, see if they've got eggs. If they don't, then I'll just take this queen excluder away, and this colony can just be a double brood national colony. But anyway, let's go to the top. Let's move the trip hazards out of the way. Always important. Right, so when you're doing stuff like this, you go from top box down. I usually like to inspect from bottom box up, but go the opposite direction when you're looking for eggs. So look, full of honey still. Got some frames being ignored on the side. I say that, look at that, full of honey. So turn that around. This colony's doing really well honey wise. Got a frame being ignored, so I'm going to move that into the centre-ish. And then they'll focus on that one. How are these ones doing? So these ones are being ignored as well. So I'm going to do a quick jiggery pokery here. I can't see eggs in this one, I don't think. And in 3 or 4 days, there'd definitely be eggs up here if the queen was up here. So that's got the beginnings of honey. So turn it around. Outside. That. Put this one next door to it. And this one. And this one here. So I very much doubted that there'd be eggs in here, and there's not. So top super is free of a queen. Right. The other day I'm going to put this just through it there. The other day I rejigged these frames, just because I wanted them to be used, and look at that, they're already starting to be used. I don't know if you can see that. Already starting to be filled, so that's good, it's worked. Yeah, I've started to fill this one as well. So that rejig where I moved the unused frames more central in between the honey frames, that has worked, so that's good. Actually looked for eggs. Let's look for eggs. Very much doubt the queen is going to be in here. I think she's in the brood box personally. Been wrong before. I'm sure I'll be wrong again. But I've not seen any eggs. To be fair, there's no real cells here other than the ignored ones that she could use to lay eggs. So I don't think she's in that one. So off that goes. So she must be in this brood box here. She must be. There's no two ways about it. So we'll have another quick check, see if we can see her. Doing another race against time. So this is jam-packed with honey. I accidentally caused some damage to that. Don't worry about it though. The bees will clean that up. Let's have a look at you. We are attached to the wall. Yes, that's full of honey as well. Good honey, friend. Right, I think this is where the brood area started. So look. There's some eggs in here. Not a lot. But it is the outer frames. Oh no, there are quite a few. Once my eyes adjust. Yeah, there's quite a few. So I'm gonna just slowly go through, see if I can find the old girl. If I can, then I'll put her in a queen cage. So she has to be in this frame. There's no two ways about it. So slowly but surely, check for the queen. It's best to start in the middle and then work your way around. Doesn't mean the queen will be in the middle. It's just a method of searching for her, I find. This is that frame of amazing capped brood. This queen's done. So this queen is a beaut. She's doing a great job. And the bees don't seem angry. So that's good. Like I'm fiddling around with them. I'm not bothered. Or if they are bothered, then they're not showing it. It's another amazing frame of brood. Just keep looking at the bees walking around. I'd very much like to find the queen if I can. Chance of her being on a capped frame is slim, but it's always good to just keep an eye on it and just check. Now sometimes, well, quite a lot of the time, the queen will use her stealth ray. It's like a little cloaking system that only queen bees have. And you can look at them, and as you watch them, they will disappear in front of your eyes. They'll walk past another bee, and lo and behold, they'll just disappear, and you'll have no idea where they've gone. Like you could put your finger right next to them like that, and they'll just disappear right in front of your eyes. So sometimes finding a queen can be quite difficult. Absolutely jam-packed with larvae. She needs 2 broods anyway, this one. This one's been laid up completely. It's really boring watching someone look for a queen. I haven't learned how to add music to my videos yet. Now, it looks like there's not a lot of bees on this comb, but don't think that means it's easy to see the queen. You've got to be sure. Sometimes you get queens and they don't like standing on the comb when they get bored. They like to run around on the queen excluder or up along the walls. And they're the most annoying of all the queens. So this is completely laid up, so she's been here recently. Sorry, bee. Watch out. The other way. So we're coming to the last-ish frame of brood here. I'm hoping she's here because there's lots of eggs. Cannot see her though. Oh. Right. So what I'm going to do is, oh, that's heavy, because I still can't find the old girl. I'm going to put a queen excluder on that super there, and then inspect the bottom box. If the bottom box has no eggs, it means there's no queen in there. It means I can just simply remove that queen excluder. Let her have free reign of 2 boxes, because she definitely needs that space. She's a storm. Right, so let's move these across. Watch out. Ugh. As you can see here, the bees are licking up some damage that I've done. What they'll do is they'll drink up that honey, move it to another cell, and will repair the wax underneath. This is what they live for. Do a really good job of it. You know what? Let's try not to do any more damage here. Squish that in. Right, queen excluder. Put you here. Out of the way. Right, so I've covered that super with the queen excluder. So what I'm going to do now is, first of all, wipe this honey off, because otherwise I'll get sticky hands. I want to break the seal here. Okay. And what I want to do next is lift this and put it on top of the super. Now what we may see is that the queen is running around on this queen excluder at the bottom here. Oh. If she is, I can catch her. I can't see her. Otherwise, the queen is now trapped in that box. So I'm just going to do a quick look, see if I can see her. Nope, can't see her. So, just to ensure that if she is on here and I'm just being blind as a bat, I'm going to tap them into this this box here. So all the bees that were on that are now in the box where the queen was. Right, so here, she can't see, probably. So here now, I've zoomed you in, is the queen cell that I put in here. Oh, the plastic things come out, oops. Plastic things come out the end, so that's annoying. Oh well. Right, so, just going to move these bees out of the way here, because I don't want to crush anyone. Break the seal on this here. Yeah. Lift this up. Right, so this is a dummy board. Right, let's go through this and see if we can see any eggs. If we can see eggs, it means we've got 2 queens. If that's the case, I need to move one of these brood boxes away. Ah. Okay. So there's some brood here, there's some cat brood. I'm just trying to see if I can see any eggs. I can't at the moment, so that's okay. That could just be from the brood. So, can't see any eggs at the moment. Got brood. Brood there. Maybe able to get away with this one, guys. This is just cat brood as well, as you can see. A little confused why there's cat brood though, because I'm sure all of this would have emerged by now. So I can't see any eggs. So it leads me to believe that there is only one queen in this hive, which is good. Weird thing is that she's in the top box. How did she get up there? Like, how did she get into that brood box? That's what I want to know. Doesn't make any sense. So this is the frame with the queen cell that I added attached to it. So let's have a look, see what they've done with it. Oh, aha! Right, I'll show you this. Can you see that? There's a hole in the side of the cell there. If you can see that there. So that could mean that the bees have torn it down. We've got nice neat holes either side, so I genuinely have no idea what's happened. What I do know is that there's a queen in the top brood box. I can't quite see any cells in the bottom box. I'm just going to go see if I can find that torch of mine. Found it. It was hidden under my bee suit. I've got a few bee suits in the car. It was hidden under one of them, so there we go. Watch out. Right, I think I'm going to have to smoke you a bit because you are getting a bit antsy. Not doing a job. Light my smoker. No. So look. Right, so I'll just rest that there and have a quick look with my torch. So what I wanted to see. So I'm not seeing any eggs. No eggs at all. So that's good. Right. I've checked the majority of this now. Not seeing any eggs. So, thoughts of this story. Because whenever you're doing this and you're finding things and you're trying to work it out, you always have to try and make a story in your head. Try and figure out what's going on. So I think the story for this one is that the bees had already made a queen from the drone laying queen, and that had flown off and got mated. At some point in between her starting to lay and coming back, I've turned up, realised that there's a drone laying queen, seen her off, and put in a fresh queen in a cell. I reckon the bees have seen this and gone, "What are you playing at, you idiot?" And I've knocked it down. But me, in my amazing knowledge, I put a queen excluder over the top. So it means the queen that is now laying could not get down. So what I'm going to do now, I've checked the majority of the frames, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 frames I've checked, and I've not seen any queens. Well, I've not seen any eggs. So my thoughts are that this queen is on her own in this hive. She is wondering why she can't get downstairs. So I'm going to give her the ability to go downstairs. So blow this up, watch yourself. Oh, and hopefully doing that will make the bees happier. Oh. Yeah, let's do that. So, that's back in. Oh, you've got bees hammering you. I hope they let you hear what I was talking about. Right, okay, so, that's good. Just need a bit more. Put this brood box on top. 2, 3. Oh. Come on, move that way. There we go. Right, so I've built this back up. I've taken the queen excluder from between these two boxes because there was a queen in here and there wasn't any in there. Now, there's loads of cells down here that the queen can lay in, so hopefully she'll be nice and happy. She'll make her way down there and she'll make a nice little brood area here. If you remember the states of the frames here, there was quite a few in both of these that weren't being touched, so probably about half of each super that weren't being touched. So there's a bit of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them now. There's loads of room in this because obviously the queen's not being in there and the bees didn't know what to do with it. So I'm going to leave them and for a week, and then next week I'll come bearing gifts of extra super per hive. Right, so that's that done. On to the next one. As you can see, this hive is getting quite big, and annoyingly it's decided to swarm. So last week I put a load of queen excluders in between each box to try and find where the queen is. Today's task is to find which one has eggs in, and that's got the queen in. So I'll move her away, and in whichever box that she's in, to the floor that I prepared earlier there, and I'll let whichever box has queen cells in it. Oh wow! Whichever box has queen cells in it, create a new queen. Wow, these guys are busy. They were in the roof and everything. Right. Oh. So this top box won't have a queen in it because that's had a queen excluded all this time. So I'm going to take this off. There's no chance of her being in here. And just to prove it, I'm going to take the middle frame out, and I don't know if you can see that. It's just honey in the middle, so it means this whole brood box is just full of honey, which is good. Right, first box that she could be in. Let's take these bees down. Oh, my amazing daughter has brought home a illness, which I've caught, so that's fun. Probably the sickest beekeeper you'll know. So there's barely any cells that if she was up here, she'd be able to lay. So the chances of her being up here are very slim, because all of these frames are absolutely jam-packed with honey. Yeah, so this box is just full of honey to the brim. Yeah. So let me put this down here. Oh. Twist. There we go. Let's check. Don't think she's there. So, this one. Okay. So this one does have some brood in it, but and it has eggs. It has eggs in it. I've seen, yep, loads of eggs actually. So the queen is in this box. There we are. She's also laid in this. There's a queen cup there. So the queen is in this box. Right. So that's an interesting one. So supers don't tend to house queens for long, especially productive ones. In essence, they act like a nuke box. Oh, I just saw her. There she is. Found her. So there's the queen. Right, so I'll just try and keep her central. Don't get away from me, lovely. Got her. Right, so she's already got a green mark now because she's a queen from the swarm this year. See her? There you go, you can see her hopping about. So that means that this queen have I not got a queen cage? Oh, silly Greg. Right, so I'm going to have to put the queen in here. She needs remarking anyway, so that's fine. So whenever you're doing any transferring of queens from anything to anything, always do it over the hive, because it's better not to lose her. And this queen is particularly runny. She's a very young queen from this year. So I'm just going to immobilise her and mark her, and then decide what I want to do. Okay, so immobilised. Marked. Come on, move over to the side of it. So it marked one side of her abdomen. There we go. Right, so there she is, running around there, happy as Larry. Well, probably not happy as Larry, but she's running around there anyway. So what I'm going to do is just leave her there for now. She can wait there, nice and safe. Right, so this super had the queen in it. So that means that all of these other boxes are completely empty of queens. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one of these frames now and check for queen cells. And I'll save one queen cell. And then what I'll do is I'll take one of the bigger boxes, one of these bigger brood boxes, and move it over there so she can have a little colony of her own. And these guys can produce a new queen. The reason I'm doing that is because once bees decide that they want to swarm, it is extremely hard to stop them from swarming. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these to the side here. We'll go from the bottom box up, and I'll make a decision which of the brood boxes to put her in. So I don't need these queen excluders anymore. I will keep one. So hopefully the virgin queen that comes out doesn't get stuck in the supers. So put that one there to the side. So all of these here, these are drones flying out because they've been stuck in this brood box. So drone, come here buddy. So this is what a drone looks like. This is a tired one, so he's not going to move much. Go on, watch out. So that's what a drone looks like. Can you zoom in? There we go. So look at his massive eyes. That's for hunting the queen. He's also considerably bigger than a normal worker bee. And these are produced by unfertilized eggs. So when a queen doesn't use sperm, she produces a male. And these guys, their whole existence in life is to find a virgin queen and mate with her. That's it. When he does, his nether regions explode and he dies. That's his entire life. He doesn't have a stinger, and he doesn't have a mouth. So he doesn't have any mandibles at all. And if you can see that, no mandibles, just a little tongue, and he has to be fed by other bees. So drones get stuck in their own cells. Once they get to this large size and want to emerge from their cells, they need for a worker bee to come and to let them out. Otherwise they will die of starvation in their cells, which is a very common occurrence because worker bees don't really treat them with a lot of respect. Right. So I don't know why I'm looking for eggs, because I know that the queen's not in here. I want to find a box that looks good. Oh, the bees are already working on this small frame that I put in the other day. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use this box. I'm going to use this box for the queen. Why not? And then the other one can stay in the bottom there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the bees from here to there, onto that one. And then I'm going to shake the bees down, look for any queen cells, and then I'll put the queen back in, close it up, and that'll be fine. And then we'll go back to the original hive. So 2 ticks. Right. Okay, so thank you here. Oh, now which way do I want this facing? That's facing that way, so I'll bring these guys facing this way. Get rid of this. Yeah, so I'll move these guys over here a little bit more. Over this horrible metal. Right. So I've got the queen here. Just put her up here for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shake each frame off and check for queen cells. Because that's the thing I want to do, is to have a shrunk colony to have any queen cells in it. Chances are that the bees would tear it down anyway, because soon what will happen is a lot of these bees that are in this hive will clear off to the original hive. So it means that all that will be left here are bees that can't fly, so the young ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the entrance so it's smaller in a minute, just to give them a bit more of a defense. So this is full of larvae, if you can see that. So hopefully this hive will have a lot of nurse bees if there's so many larvae here. Can't see any queen cells, some capped as well, so that's good. This will have some newly emerging bees. And the queen will be in here anyway, and she's well mated, so she'll lay up a storm. That's full of brood as well, lots of drone brood, but oh well. So that there is a queen cell. So we're going to have to squash that, unfortunately. And we want to find anything that's queen cell like, because we don't want any queen cells in this box. So that's a frame of brood. That's a lovely frame of cap brood, that. That's a weird corner, isn't it? Made of pure drone brood, so what I'm thinking I might do is just yank that off. And just remove the... so that there has probably got a load of varroa in it. So what I'm going to do is just feed that to the birds. Put that back in. There's no more queen cells on there. Watch out. Come on guys, last frame. Watch out the way. And that's empty as well. It's got some pollen, so that's good. That'll be good food for the wee ones. Right, so what I'm going to do is remake these frames. Put them back where they were. Okay, like that. Plonk this in. Then I'm going to release the queen. Whom is here. There she goes. Ooh. Go on, do. Lovely colouring. That. Definitely a mongrel though. There she is. I'm just going to go down. I'm just going to be like, where the bloody hell have you put me? I'm going to put a crown board and a roof on her. So there's no point in putting a super on. Because as I said, the majority of these bees are going to fly back now to the original location. And in case anyone asks, that is how you do a split. So you just move the queen away with a brood box of her brood and some food and stuff like that. And then now we've got the original colony who's going to make another queen. And that's how you do an easy split. There you are. Right. Now this colony has gone from a queen-right swarming colony to a queen-less colony who will probably want to make a new queen. So what we're going to do is we're going to find any queen cells we can. We're going to keep one of them. If this queen doesn't have any queen cells and doesn't have any larvae able to be turned into a queen via emergency method, then we will give them a frame from the queen we've just taken out. But this should be nice and easy because I can just toss the bees down like that. Let's have a quick look. That's full of pollen. It's a great frame. This is full of brood. Look at that. That's an amazing frame brood. Both sides. That is a really good pattern. Great queen. Right. Lots of nectar falling out of these frames, so the foragers are coming back and delivering nectar before going off again. Ready? See if you can see the nectar falling now. See the droplets of water going down? That's nectar. So there's some larvae, but there's not a lot. Now, what we do have is a super that I took the queen out of that has eggs in it. So we don't actually have to pull out a frame of brood from the other one. See all the nectar falling out, wow. So what I can do is just put it all back and just not put a queen excluder on. And the queens will generate, the bees will generate a queen. And that can emerge and do what needs to be done. Oh, watch out. I know there's nectar everywhere, guys, but you need to budge. So these are empty frames coming up. I think they're too close to the entrance. For some reason, when you do the warm way, like this, sometimes the bees are reticent to use the first few frames. I think it's because it's closer to the doorway, so it means that bees and other bees and wasps and stuff like that can get in. Oh, there's some larvae. So there's lots of larvae from a young age here. Probably a little bit too old to be turned into a queen, so that's probably no good, unfortunately. The size of larvae that you want them to generate queens from is pretty much straight from the egg. So as soon as they come out the egg, that's just an empty frame, had a bit of nectar on it. That nectar's all over the floor of the hive. Don't worry about it, the bees will clean it up. Push out the way. Yeah, just nectar. Some pollen. Watch out. And this final one. Oh, watch out. Absolutely nothing. Okay, right. Get the seat these right. And then next box. Remember, we're looking for queen cells. We want to find a good one. If there isn't a good one, because I knocked them all down the other day, then we're going to use some larvae or an egg. So next one. I think it was this one that had the queen in. Right, I'm going to have to smoke these bees down because they're getting a bit everywhere. And I don't want anyone getting squashed. So if you're having trouble like me, put it at an angle like that and slowly turn it. And when you get to the edge of the frame, box is meeting like scissors, just wait until the bees move out of the way. And there you are, that's on. Right. This is just a box of honey. Yeah. So actually what I could do is move that out of the way. Yes, this is just literally a box of honey. All I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this off and move it out of the way. Over here. There's the super that had brood in it that the queen was in, so I think it's this one. So, remember what I said? Find the corner, like that, because it's easier to hold on the corner, and just slowly lower it. Little vibrations move the bees out of the way, like that. Little sweeps should move out of the way because no one wants to be hurt. And then we're just going to push forward and twist at the same time, and just as you go over anything that looks kind of like scissors, where 2 frames meet the bottom box, just be very careful and try not to squash anyone. The bees don't want to get squashed, they're just curious. That's the only reason why they're doing this. So sometimes you need to nudge them out of the way. That's fine. Go on, out of the way. And then once you get past the recesses, you're not going to squash anybody. So this side's okay, this side's okay, so it's just this one recess. Once that's done, just there you are, done. Right, so this is the box that has eggs in it. So that means that queen cells can be made in this box. That's fine, that's good, that's what we want. Turn that around so that can be turned to me as well. Just going to go through it quick. These are drone cells, look for queen cells. So there's some queen cells at the bottom here. I don't know if they've actually got any eggs in them. Been cleaned. So all I'll have to do is next week I'll have to come back and check this box and look for queen cells. There's no real point in doing it now because I knocked all the queen cells down last Friday, and they wouldn't be making, well, they wouldn't have made much leeway making queen cells in 3 to 4 days. So I'm going to put a queen excluder on this though, because what I want to do is make sure that those queen cells and the queens stay down here, unlike what happened in the one next door. So like I said, from the back, wiggle it, 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 wiggle it. And I've already checked the other 2 boxes and they just have honey in them. So, put them on. Oh, that's heavy. If you are weak as out like me, and you really struggle picking up boxes of honey supers, get some wooden honey supers, build them up, and then cut down here like that, and then put some thin ply either side. Instead of having one box with 11 frames, you'll have 2 smaller boxes with 5 frames each. You'll have 10 frames instead. It just makes it easier to lift them and stuff like that. So I thought I'd give that a hint for you. Right. Put this honey super on. Okay. And that away, guys. Oops. Sorry. Okay, and then this box on. And then we'll just leave this for another week. So I'll come on Sunday and I'll have a look, see what queen cells are made in this box. And then I'll pick the best one and then close it up, and then I won't have to look at it for 2 weeks. Might give them another super in that time because bees get bored. And true, they may not be swarming, but they'll want to fill up all the brood area for which the queen will need. Right, on to the next 2, which you haven't seen yet. So this is Hive Kate. So this is the original, one of the OGs. She hasn't. Obviously, it's not the original Kate, but it is her offspring that's in here. And I have produced really nice. Well, most of my amazing queens that lay like troopers are from her. So this is her daughter, or one of them. So what I'm doing is, for this one, doing the usual inspection until I see something that's worrying. Now this queen is old. This is a year-old queen, so I'm not expecting her to have filled all these supers and want to swarm. Well, she may want to swarm, but she's not going to be blowing up like the other ones because she is quite old. So we're just going to have a quick look at the super, see how full it is. As I said, I've not opened this one up for 2 weeks now, so anything could happen. She could be swarming, I don't know. So I put 2 disgusting supers on top of her when she was starting to look like she was wanting to expand. And they've cleaned them up for the most part, and they've started filling them. So we've still got some frames that are empty, so I'm going to do what I did over there. Any frames that are looking empty, I'm going to move them a bit more central. Let's start doing this one. So we've got some brood in here as well, so that's good. Some drone brood, that's fine. We don't want to see his queen cells. There's a queen cup there with nothing else. Okay, I'll have that down. So look at you. Yes, there's lots of brood up, and there's eggs. There's lots of eggs up here as well. Okay, so what we've done there is we've done 2 of the 3 things that we look for: brood, food, and space. What I found is we found brood. Ching. It's worker brood as well, which is good. Found eggs, which means that the queen's in there. There's lots of food in here. And we found that we may have a bit more space. That's good. I will go into the bottom boxes a bit more. Just give them a quick inspection. That's good to know. Lots of eggs here. Could end up seeing her. I've not seen the old girl for a very long time. Probably months now. I think I saw her in March. It's now July, so it's been a while since I've seen her. So what I'll do is move that one a bit closer to the wall. Flip it around so they use the side that's not being used. Push that up. I'm going to put one of these unused frames here. Just done that one. So what I'm checking for now is queen cells. I don't want to see any queen cells. And I want to make sure that she's got lots of space to lay. Which she does. She seems to be laying up this top super. The fact that they have space in the top super means that they aren't collecting a lot of honey at the moment. Which is fine. I kind of keep this queen out of habit, to be honest. Just because I've always had Kate. Poor Laura died a death many years ago. Absolutely jam-packed with eggs. Oh. Seeing if I could see her. It'd be interesting if I could see her at the top. There's some queen cups, but no queen cells from what I can see. She's been here very recently as well, because all these eggs are fresh. Oh, that's a honey frame. That is as well. Okay. And you are what? You are a honey frame that is just about to start being used, so we'll move you onto the other side of that. Move you here. I'll move you in between. Why not? Right, next box. So when we first got Kate, she was a very grumpy queen. So we created a new queen. It's the very first queen I ever produced myself. From Laura. Well, she really was the OG. There's no eggs in here, but they are. So the drawing this frame out. So this foundation is ancient foundation. It was black in essence, and what they're doing is they're cleaning it up and they're actually putting fresh cells on it, which is really interesting. I was not expecting them to do that. I thought they'd just chew it away and get rid of it. Like that. See how dark that is? That's what it would look like. It was horrible. But they seem to be doing quite well. Lots of worker brood, drone brood, queen cups, I hope. Yes. Yes, and yes, just cups. That's fine. Just keeping an eye out for her. If you can see her. Nice to mark her. See her, handle her. Oh. So they're using all of these frames for drone brood and worker brood. That's interesting. They mustn't be collecting enough honey for them to feel like they need to get out of this super. I'll check the box downstairs. My guess is that they're probably not using all of the box downstairs. That's fine though. So yeah, this is absolutely jam-packed with brood, actually. She's doing a great job. Ah. Not very often you see super absolutely jam-packed with brood, but you know, it's good of her. This is full of eggs and larvae as well. That's fine. As I said, I only start putting excluders on my hives when it comes to the end of July, just because then it gives the bees a few weeks for the brood to emerge and to start putting honey in the supers instead of brood. Those 2 weeks, though, are usually fraught with swarms, so I may be finding more swarm cells during that time, but if I do, then so be it. Right, so that brood box okay? Oh, super. Alright, last one. Blast through this because it looks like they're not actually using all of these frames from the looks of it. So Kate came through winter really poorly, actually. I thought she was probably going to die out, but she's hung on and she's filled up with quite a lot of brood, so good on her. She's doing well. There's lots of young bees here that are nice and fluffy and white. She's doing great. Very proud of our old Kate. I do keep seeing these queen cups. They are queen cups though, not queen cells, so it's good. Do not want her swarming off. Lovely brood. The eggs are all in between. I'm surprised the queen's not on this frame, to be honest, if all the bees are emerging. She may well be. Not particularly looking for her now, but I don't think there's going to be any queen cells. I think I'm pretty happy with this hive. They're doing great for pretty much being ignored non-stop. She's filled 2 supers, which I wasn't expecting her to. Granted, one of them's filled with brood, but still there's bees able to support them, so she's done a good job there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with her. I wasn't expecting anything from this hive, and I may end up with a super of honey off it, so that's pretty good. Right, let's plump you in and build you back up. Whoop. And then last one here. Oh, and then I've got to run. Oh. Right, done. Alright, so this is the last colony I've got at this apiary. Oh, these guys aren't nice. They're particularly prickly. And I gave them lots of space last time I was here because they were starting to ramp up a little bit. Looking at this, looks like they haven't touched the super. They're not a particularly nice colony, as I said. So if things don't go well for them, I don't mind really. So I have checked these guys for disease. There's no disease in these guys at all. Just do a quick check, see what they're like. Hopefully I won't get stung, because I don't want to get stung. So they're not even fully in this brood box yet. They are filling it up with honey though, as you can see there. You can see it shining on both sides of that, so they are producing some honey. Ah, go away. Didn't sting me, but they were trying to, and that's full of honey as well. So they're just plodding along, minding their own business. Let's get some smoke, just tell them to knock it off, because I don't want to get stung. Right, so I can see some brood. Looks pretty healthy, to be fair. Nice healthy brood there. Looks good. Can see any eggs? Can't see any eggs yet. Can't see any eggs. This will probably be on the last time for a while that I do a inspection video at this apiary, just because it's really hard to get the camera to stay still because the floor is everywhere all over the show. It is very difficult to get it to flatten. So you're currently at a probably 45-degree angle, held in place by some twigs. Hope it's not making you feel too seasick. Loads of larvae in here and eggs. So this queen's come back mated quite well. Lovely. Look at that for a frame of brood. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. So they're not at the stage that I want them to be, but once that expands and they all emerge, I think it might be. I think this hive might explode soon. So I have got one super left in this place, so what I might do is I might put that on top, give them a bit more space. Whoa, look at that. It's a huge frame of brood. Same again on that side. This queen's doing great, actually. And the bees aren't as spicy as they were before. They're investigating me. So last time, they were all over my hand when I was doing this. And right now, nothing. Huh. Maybe the queen was just grumpy. Or maybe the bees were just grumpy because, queen only just got mated. I don't know. Because this was a virgin queen as well when I caught the swarm. Loads of eggs, loads of food, loads of brood. I've gone through this virtually whole top brood box. And there's no queen cells, but there is a lot of capped cells of brood. So what I'm going to do, and all the larvae look beautiful as well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them another super. Just because I don't turn up here amazingly all the time, so every 2 weeks, it's quite a large time to wait. A lot happens in a week, so if I give them extra space, then if they do explode, then they'll have the space for the bees. And it's quite warm at the moment. Surprisingly, it's not raining today, even though yesterday it was absolutely hammering it down. So yeah, I'm going to give them another super. This will keep them busy for a little bit, and when that brood emerges, they'll have somewhere to go. Well, that's that. Right, I've got to go. This. Right, as a quick summary, I found the queen in that hive. Or rather, I found which box she was in and I moved it, so she has access to 2 brood boxes now, so that's good. I found the queen in this hive, I removed her, and I left one honey super, which is this one, with full of eggs. There's no queen cells in there that I could find, so just this one has brooding, so they will now produce a new queen to head this colony. Over here is Kate, she's a darling. And the one behind, what was originally snappy, is now doing a lot better, less snappy. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and you found it at least a bit interesting. Right, I'm going home. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.